Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Idahoan Show. You know, if you go out to buy a kitchen table, it seems like most of the available options are overpriced and awfully flimsy. So, when I needed a table for my kitchen, I resorted to building my own. I figure I can make the frame out of common lumber, use 4x4 posts for the legs and 2x4s for the span. I can weld up some braces out of angle iron to brace the legs so that it'll be good and sturdy. Cover over the top with a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and then cover that over with a sheet of stainless steel. So the design is pretty simple. Let's get started. So I got some 3/4 inch plywood for the top. Just going to cut it with a cheap circular saw, and I clamped a 2x4 to the top of the plywood to act as a guide there. Help get the cut straight. Next I'm going to cut up the lumber for the legs on the frame. Next I need to cut up some angle iron to make the trusses, so I'm going to do that with a plasma cutter. I'm also going to want to drill some mounting holes in these cut pieces. Next, of course, I'll need to weld the brackets together. So at this point I've got these braces all welded up and I went ahead and painted them. Now I just need to assemble the frame, so I'm going to go ahead and attach these with 5/16 lag screws. Now, in order to make sure that that stainless steel cover will fit flush with the table, I'm going to want to chamfer the edge of the plywood top. And I'll do that with a router. Next, I need to make the stainless steel cover. So I've got a sheet of stainless steel here. I'm going to cut it to size with the plasma cutter and then TIG weld the corners. Well, when I designed this table, I kind of forgot just how much thermal distortion you get when you weld stainless steel, especially thin sheets like this. Fortunately, one of the beautiful things about stainless steel is it's so malleable that if it doesn't quite fit, you can usually take a big hammer and make it fit. So at this point, I'm calling the table done. I was able to flatten out the top quite a bit, but not quite as much as I'd hoped. You know, there is still a little bit of undulation to the top surface on account of the thermal distortion from the welding. So in retrospect, I think if I was going to do this again, I'd probably just cut a flat sheet of stainless and screw it down to the top, you know, rather than trying to bend it over on the sides like I did with this. In fact, eventually, when I get around to it, I probably will build a second table and do precisely that. Then I can put the flat one here in the kitchen, take this one out to the back where I do my shooting and use it as a bench rest. You know, with the stainless steel cover, it should be pretty weatherproof. Anyway, hopefully you learned something both from my table design that overall worked pretty well and from my mistake about the magnitude of the thermal distortion from welding the corners. In any case, thanks for watching the Idahoan Show.